week. We have full timers starting tomorrow morning at 8:45 a.m. Pacific time. We have our BPMs Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Saturday at 10 a.m. for our guests. And then we have our morning coffee with Shannon Vielman at 8 a.m. Pacific time on Monday morning as well, so that giving us a chance to get to know each other individually and our families and form each other and our goals and dreams on a personal level. And then we have our agent trainings Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific and Saturday at 9:30. Always make sure that you are checking GroupMe, because if there's anything that comes up, any announcement, we're always going to be posting it there, and we want to make sure that we mobilize the entire team to whatever might be needed to be mobilized. But there's been some great trainings coming out of every single angle, 7 days a week. There's always opportunity to learn and grow, but there's never a better person to learn from than our own mentor and our own coach, who we just need to be aligned with, coachable to, and always seeking accountability and a way to learn more from him. And he's coming from us, or coming to us tonight, all the way from Idaho. It's only a couple degrees temperature difference than probably where we're all at, but he's joining us, taking time away from his family and being here on the call. So make sure that you're taking as much copious notes as possible, because he's only here to take us to the next level. Josh?
Awesome. You guys hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up so I know I'm not talking to myself. Appreciate you guys. Man, it's so good to see your guys' faces. I miss seeing everybody in person, and I miss everybody getting together in person. But this is a digital era. It's a new era, and lots of industries and lots of things are really changing right now. And we've been traveling out here. Came to visit my my sister, my nephew, and my sister's husband. And we've been in Idaho, and it's cold, man. It's cold here. It's super cold. I was like, forget it. We're moving to Texas. It's warmer now. But you know, just a great state. Every state, that what I've learned is that each state that we go to and each state that we travel to and spend some time there, each state has its own beauty. And but it is cold here. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to get some like hand warmers or something like that. But it's a different type of cold. It's not even winter here yet. We got to experience some snow and some things like that. But the more I travel, the more we travel, the more we see different things, the more we understand different towns, different communities, different cities, and different states. What I recognize and what I realize is that we just have the answer to solve everybody's problems. You have some towns where there is an opportunity and people can work with us remotely, and we have the ability to give people opportunity, which is just incredible. And we see that more and more and more as we begin to travel. And you know, what I would say is, most of the time when people come into this business, they really just don't take it as serious as they should. They really don't work as hard as they should. I think about, you know, when you work a job where you work for someone, and how your time is kind of controlled, and how you have to you know, just alter certain areas of your life, like how much money you make and where you can live and when you can spend time and see time with, you know, be with your family. And you know, our opportunity just has the ability to really help people with wherever they want to be helped. And part of that is just understanding this business, and it's really running it like a business. So I wanted Jessica to pull up a accountability sheet really quick. And this is for the serious people. These are for the people who want to be mentored. These are for the people when I first started here. Um, when I first started here, they told me, you know, if you want to be coached, if you want to be mentored, then you got to be accountable. And the reason being was we you know, our coaches and our mentors, and you know, Dan Charlier and Christopher Schleiman and the different people that we've had an opportunity to be coached and mentored by, they told us that, you know, in order for you to get to the next level, it's about your activity and it's about your accountability. And we've always filled out our accountability sheet anytime that we've needed coaching, we've needed mentorship, and we want to get to the next level. This is the first thing that our mentors would ask us. They'd say, let me see your accountability sheet. And you know, what happens is most people work harder for somebody else than they work for themselves. And in order for you to be accountable, see, when you have a boss and you have an accountability structure, your accountability when you go into work is really, if you don't show up on time, you can get fired. If you call off of work too much, you can get fired. If you're not performing up to what the standard would be, you would get fired. But here within WFG, you're your own boss. So I want you guys to ask yourself this question really. Are you a good boss to yourself? Like, are you a good boss? Like if you were to look at, your time that you spend developing and growing your business, and it blows my mind that people will trade 40 hours, 60 hours, 80 hours a week to build a goal, to build a dream for somebody else. But when they have the opportunity to do it themselves, you look at their accountability sheet and it's like, some people making 3 calls a day or 5 calls a day. So, where we are at right now in our business, when we started here, when we were a training associate, senior associate, marketing director, and even a part of our senior marketing director career, and even us getting back to that now, we've always made calls. We've always prospected. We've always done things that was going to grow our business. And this is for you. This isn't for anybody else. This is really your accountability to your dream. If you want to get your time back, this is how you're going to do it. If you want to replace your income, and the people that I coach and that I personally mentor and work with send me an accountability sheet the same way that I send Christopher, the same way that I send Dan an accountability sheet. And when I first started, I'll tell you a little bit about the accountability sheet. When I first started with the accountability sheet, I was sending the accountability sheet to Dan, and I was sending it to him for like weeks at a time, and I wasn't getting any type of responses. But my coach just told me at the time, "Hey, just keep sending it to him. It doesn't matter. Every Friday, send him your accountability sheet. Just keep sending it and keep sending it and keep sending it." It probably wasn't for maybe like a month or a month and a half of me sending him accountability sheets that I even got a response from him. And and the reason being was because most people say they want to be accountable. Most people say they want to control their time and their income. They want to build a business. But when it comes down to doing the work, the activity speaks otherwise. So I just kept sending the sheet, and then I started getting coaching, started getting accountability, and we would send the sheet every single Friday, whether we got a response or not. And then when there was time for us to get coaching and to get mentorship, Dan knew that we were accountable because we were sending him our accountability sheet, and it let him know that we were serious. See, a lot of people come into this business and they tell you, I want to do this, I want to do that. But what I've learned to do is to not listen to what people say, but to watch what they do. I watch whether people reach out. I watch whether people say, "Hey, I want to be accountable. I want to take my business to the next level." And then ultimately, I watch to see if they send an accountability sheet. So let's just kind of go over this to see what it is and why it's important. So on the far right hand side, you'll see your work week, the results, and then you'll see your goal, and it runs from Monday through Sunday. It asks if you read your business plan. As small as that may seem, that's a big deal for you to read your business plan. It's something that if you're in business and you don't have a business plan as far as what you want to accomplish, see, Jessica has hers up. I see my business plan. We read it every single day. My first goal and dream on our business plan was that I could have control of my time, retire my wife, and not ever have to answer to somebody for income. So it's been 8 years now, and we don't have to answer to anybody for our income. We're completely 100% in control of what we do, how we do it, when we do it, and what we want to do. If we want to make a lot more money, we're in control of that. If we're happy with what we're making, we're in control of that. But we have complete control over that. We've put that in our hands, and it comes from this accountability sheet. That first column there is your um, business plan, which is reminds you. We read it in the morning and then we read it at night. Why do we read it in the morning? Because there's times when you wake up in the morning and you don't necessarily feel like doing work, left to ourselves. People sometimes tend to be lazy, or sometimes people tend to not work hard, which is crazy because you're working hard here for yourself and you're building your goals, you're building your dreams, right? But that accountability sheet is so important. And you need to be inspired in the morning, whether you feel like doing something or not. It's not based off of how you feel. It's based off of your consistency. Is based off of you keeping your word. Champions don't make decisions based off of how they feel. There's times where I don't feel like doing things. The things I don't feel like doing, you have to do those things first because it's based off of your principles, your ethics, your work ethic, your word, and all of that should mean more than how you feel, right? That's like a parent saying, "Oh, I don't really feel like taking care of my kids today." You don't really have an option when you're a parent. You got to take care of your kids every single day. It's not something that you can pick or choose to do. It's not something you can be like, I don't feel well, so I'm not going to feed the kids today. That doesn't exist. But it should be the same type of feeling when it comes to your goals and it comes to your dreams. The next column here, and if you think about it, if you were to run a business without any type of tracking system to not know what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, or even to know how much activity, most of the time I won't coach people because people say, well, I want to be coached, I want to be mentored. But then I'm like, when I look at your activity, you don't even have a big enough sample size for me to even start coaching you because the activity is so small. Sometimes I see like 3 calls or 5 calls, and I'm like, how could somebody make 3 to 5 calls the entire day? And this is your business. We've never really made, when we're making calls, we've never ever made less than 25 calls. And then sometimes people say, well, I don't have people to call. Like, you're an entrepreneur, like you got to figure that stuff out. You either go out, well, while we've been on the road, we've been meeting just tons of people. Or as we go to different places, we meet people. As I meet people, I tell them, hey, you know what? Let's keep in touch. Let's are you on Instagram? Let's add each other on Instagram. Let's add each other on Facebook. Utilize these social media or these platforms as you're talking to people. There's LinkedIn, there's all of these different things. I mean, I would feel more confident even if you picked up the local like phone book. I'd pick up the local phone book and I would call a dental office. I'd say, hi, my name is Josh. I'm actually responsible for this area. You're a part of my territory, and I wanted to ask you a question. Do you have benefits in place? Do you have things in place for your employees? Yes, we do, or no, we don't. You know what I'd love to do? We're doing for all the business owners that are a part of our territory, we're doing a complimentary lunch and learn, or we're doing a seminar to teach them, your employees, and to teach business owners on how to maximize their tax savings or how to have different types of benefits in place. We'd love to do an educational seminar for you guys. And I've literally gotten business that way. So to me, it doesn't make, like, I don't understand the whole, like, I don't have anybody to call, or I'm calling 2 or 3 people or 5 people a day. Like, you spent the whole day calling 5 people. I pick up the phone book just to call people, just so I got into the habit of, I knew what to do when I got good leads or when I got good people that came along. And then I started to realize, like, everybody that we know, everybody that you run into, they all face the same problems. They're not making enough money. They're not educated when it comes to how money works. They don't have an opportunity. They wish they made more. They wish they had time with their family. But here we are. We have this opportunity, but we have to be accountable. And that accountability comes down to, did you read your business plan? How many calls did you make? How many new referrals? And then how many appointments did you schedule that day? When we look at these numbers, I can tell somebody on a weekly basis when this is sent in. Like, Jessica's really good at doing her accountability sheet. She sends it in. And that's why you see that there's results that come from that. What eventually will happen is you'll hit a level and you'll kind of plateau there in order to get to the next level. Even at my level where we are right now, if we want coaching and we want to get to the next level, we have to send in our accountability sheet. Otherwise, the leaders here, like, there's so many people that want to work with them. There's so many people that want to become financially independent. Why would your coach, mentor, leader invest time into somebody who's not taking their business serious or not accountable? So I wanted to really just put some emphasis upon that, so you can start tracking, like, what are you doing? And if you have zeros for that day, then you just put zeros on there and you start looking at those zeros. And one of two things is going to happen. It's going to bother you enough to do something, or you're going to just keep looking at zeros and you're not going to do anything, right? But one of those two things has to happen. And I'm saying this to the people who really want to get to the next level, who really want that coaching and mentorship, the same way that we thought about this 8 years ago, when we were like, man, we just want to be in a position where we don't have to depend on anyone. And I can't even tell you how freeing that is. It's probably the most freeing thing to just know that you can 100% count on you and depend on you no matter where you are and what you're doing. Right now, guys, the company is just exploding. There's so many things happening. The company is paying. We'll finish probably this month, the month of October. We'll hit over $1 billion paid to the field. $1 billion paid to the field. I want you guys to think about the magnitude of what our company is doing now. All of the other companies that are out there, all the other platforms, the industry, like, everyone is looking at what our company is doing right now. Aegon owns over 60 different companies, and all of those companies, none of them are seeing the growth that we're having as we have it right now. You got to plug yourself into the meetings. You got to stay active on GroupMe. You got to read your business plans. You got to be accountable. You have to just go after it and start just inviting people. You don't even have to be the expert. Just utilize your coaches, utilize your mentors, utilize the people that are going to help you doing. Stephanie's been doing an incredible job with that. Just really pleased with how the team is running and everything is going. We've been in really remote places. I like to see the cities, and then I like to go into the middle of nowhere and be there and kind of understand what the state has to offer. And we're making a major decision whether we're going to be moving to Idaho, Texas. Tennessee is kind of on the map, so maybe we'll see you soon. Ken will come out your way, right? But there's just some great states and some great places. And to be in a position to do that, and I look at kind of how everyone else lives their life, and there's nothing wrong with that, but that's not what we wanted, and we did something about it. Most families, they don't see the mom and dad really doesn't see their family usually throughout the week, where they're just kind of too tired by the time they get home. There's a few minutes that they spend, and then the weekend comes and goes. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, that's people live 20, 30, 40 years like that, not realizing that there's really a different way to do things. But it takes, in order for you to do something that other people have not done, you got to really do something, which means you got to put in the work. And there's all hard work is rewarded. All good work is rewarded. And if you work hard here and you really care about people, you love people, you help them, you do what's right by them. I look at the people we have on this team that literally fight to protect families when families don't even know they need the protection, when they don't know their money's at risk, when they have no idea how much their taxes are. Before we came to this company, I was a part of a big corporation with Wells Fargo Bank, and I knew a lot about it, but I didn't know what the things that we learned here. This company taught us about 7702 plans and tax sheltered plans and estate planning and legacy planning and getting out of debt. And, we didn't have money saved. We lived paycheck to paycheck. And now we have like lots of money saved and just time and all of these things that never would have been possible had it not been for our association with this company. So what I tell you guys on the call is just don't take this lightly. Give this your all. Like, just let people know what you're doing. If it's not for them, it's okay. It's not for everybody. However, there's so many people that need this. And I believe that whether somebody just associates with us, they'll have a better mindset. They'll have a positive mindset. They'll have people that pour into them, that believe in them, that help them become the best versions of themselves. And if that's all that somebody gained out of this, that's a tremendous feat, because there's a lot of negativity and hatred and all types of stuff that's going on. But to be around incredible people who think that way is truly a blessing. Maybe you come in and you help people when it comes to the financial products and services, and that changes people's lives because they don't have access to these products. I want you guys to understand this. If you go into Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, whoever you go to, they're never going to educate you and talk to you about the products that we talk about, because those are only reserved for the wealthy people. But our company believes in no family left behind. It believes in providing education to everybody. And then maybe you change somebody's life with an opportunity. Maybe there's some guy working at Wells Fargo, just like myself, who says, man, I just want something better for myself. I just want something better for my family. I just want a shot. I don't want to have to do this for the next 30 or 40 years. I want to be able to create and live on my terms and really, have the lifestyle and things that we need to do. Maybe you change somebody's life with the perspective of an opportunity that you give to somebody. But the worst case scenario is that they learn something that nobody else was going to show them. And to me, that's a positive. If the worst case scenario is that they learn something, so you can impact people in many ways. Nobody gets impacted if we don't talk to people about it. So we got to get past the I'm scared to talk to people. I'm scared to call people. I don't even know if people are scared to do that anymore. Like, in today's day and age, people are just out there and they're looking. And everybody that we talk to is just so receptive. And we met so many great people along the way that have just been just building relationships with people in Tennessee and people in Northern California and people in Arizona and people in Idaho and people in Oregon and people in Washington. Then now we've just started to cultivate these relationships, and your footprint just starts to expand. Sometimes it's not just about business. It's just about knowing good people, because guess what? They know other people and you just become friends. I'm not forcing business down anybody's throat. What we do is we share with everybody and we let everybody do what they want to do at that point, but we let the chips fall where they may. We're only just a messenger. And so many people need what we do. I can't even explain to you as we go through different places, like how people are just looking, how towns and have been impacted and jobs have changed. And it's only going to become, it's only going to change more and more and more as the future goes by, as time goes by. Things are going to continue to be in a, you don't know what the future holds, but what you can do is you can be resourceful, and you can plan for yourself, and you can plan for your family, and you can be in a situation where you don't have to really, think about and worry about what a lot of people have to worry about, like a food over on your table, roof over your head, and to be able to have the means to take care of your family. We need to fight harder for that, and we need to fight hard to be the example of that, so people can see that we know, and set that example for them, and you can free them. You're literally freedom fighters. You're fighting for people's financial freedom, and you're fighting for everything that every all of what America needs right now is they need opportunity, they need unity, they need freedom, and you guys have the ability to do that. So I'll see you on Full Timers. We'll see you on that. We'll probably be back next weekend. We'll stay out here. It's kind of cold, so I don't know if we'll stay out here too. I'm getting used to it, but still, yeah, I remember I was born in California and raised there my entire life. I mean, 40, 50 degrees is cold. When we would go back to Pennsylvania every few years to go visit my grandma, and that was cold there. The first time she was like, "Hey, we got to shovel some snow." I was like, "What are you talking about, shovel snow?" We woke up in the morning and shoveled snow, and I'm like, "Woo, I'm getting that bone chilling feeling here." But there's good people out here. There's plenty of land, there's plenty of opportunity. And as time goes on, and who knows how things will get, you want to be able to have resources. You want to be able to be around good people, and be in good communities where they watch out after each other, and they have a sense of pride, and they love their state, and they take care of the people that are around them. And we have that here within WFG, to build a community of people across the United States that has the ability to do that. Remember, this is so much more than just a business. This is when you really stay around long enough, and really recognize what this is and see what it does to you. You have to personally experience it. Your best testimony is you experiencing it for yourself, and then man, I used to do this and now I do this full time. And not only do I get to do this, but I've helped so many other people be able to not have to depend on somebody for an income, or become financially independent. That is like one of the greatest things that you could ever do for someone, to see where they start and where they end and what's happening. So just excited about the momentum, the growth, everything that's happening with the company right now. Tons of momentum, tons of stuff happening. We're really, really in a position where we're just blessed, and we're blessed to be in business with you guys. We'll continue to do more trainings, and do things, but I wanted to address the accountability sheets. I wanted to address you starting to fill out that information, and you becoming personally responsible and accountable for what did you do to grow your business today? Did you do anything that's adding or growing your business today? And then taking it from there, and then improving upon it from there, then improving your skill set, improving your mindset, growing your business, growing your income, growing your agency, growing your passive income, getting your time back, getting your freedom back, and being completely financially independent. We love you guys. You guys are awesome. My wife's always here. We always talk about you guys. She's really the mastermind. I'm just the guy that gets to talk about everything, but she's the little man behind the curtain with the Wizard of Oz, who's doing everything back there. Yeah, I'm just a big green face on the screen that's like, oh, right. So love you guys. You guys are incredible. Can't wait to see you in the next week or so. Have an awesome night. Be safe. You guys are probably much warmer than we are right now, but we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. And big things are happening. I want you guys to know that if you're a part of this team, there's no way this team's failing. This team's going to the top. We've been around for the last 8 years. This company's been around for the last over 100 years. And there's new people on this team that have goals and dreams. And we're here to see those through and just grow it and expand it, and do incredible things and make an incredible impact. You guys have an awesome night. Love you guys. Bye.
Hi, y'all.
Pretty.
Hi.
All right.